Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The New World, and in today's video we revisit a topic once brought up on the channel. Make sure to check the previous ones if you haven't, and that is how the WNBA has handled their rising star and Times Magazine Athlete of the Year, Caitlin Clark. But before we go any further, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't, as we are on the road to 10K subs. Turn on those notifications and stay tuned for more content on the way. And comment your thoughts on how the WNBA has utilized Caitlin Clark thus far. Barto, after watching the recent interview from Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson, what are your thoughts on her comments, and how do you think the WNBA has handled their future superstar and Caitlin Clark so far?
Yeah, I told you guys this when I heard it, because I heard this shit this morning. Her comments may be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my 22 years of life. I just can't believe she said some idiotic shit like that. Like, she basically said that, why is Caitlin Clark the player of the year? Why not have WNBA as the league of the year? What the hell are you talking about? See, people like that just need to sit the hell down and not even be interviewed. Why is CNN wasting their time interviewing somebody like that? I didn't even know who she was until I heard the comments. She need to sit her ass down. Because first of all, I was looking at Caitlin Clark's accolades for the year 2024. Because we got to remember, it's not just what she did for the WNBA. She played college basketball last year as well. It's way too many accolades for me to ramble off of, but I'm going to just give you a few. WNBA All-Star, All WNBA First Team, WNBA Rookie of the Year, All Rookie Team, Assist Leader from a college perspective, AP Player of the Year, Naismith College Player of the Year, Wade Trophy, Unanimous First Team All-American, AP First Team All-American. Like, the accolades just continue to go and go and go. And she resurrected this dying league. And I will preface my comments by stating this because we have talked about the WNBA on this channel historically. Even though we all know that this is probably their most successful season ever, ladies and gentlemen, according to the New York Post, the WNBA will lose $40 million this year, which means it's the 26th straight year where they will fail to turn a profit. Never before has this league made a single dollar since it came to its first existence in the spring of 1996. You haven't made any money. So when I hear people like Sheila Johnson, whatever her name is, who's an owner, she's a fraudulent business person. She doesn't understand anything about business. I may need to do research after the fact to see what other businesses she owns, but she doesn't know anything about running a successful business. And that's my problem with this league. It seems like they're allergic and inept to making money. Like, they just don't know how to make any money. And I want to put a large portion of that blame onto the NBA as well, because they own 60% of this league and they haven't done a good job of putting, smart business-minded people in that organization. They just haven't done that. Caitlin Clark is the face of your league. We know this, we understand this, and we can back this with metrics. If we just look at this year's league attendance by team, they blew everybody out of the water, averaging 17,000 people to show up to those games. Every single other team, I believe that their average attendance by team went up. And if you look at their highest attended game, it was when they played the Indiana Fever, like every single team. And also Sheila Johnson, who owns the Washington Mystics, you owe a lot of the reason for your success over this season to Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark, when the Fever played the Mystics, it broke an all-time WNBA single game attendance record. All time. 20,000 people. 33% of all of her attendance came from the times that they played Caitlin Clark. Y'all get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of jealousy, animosity, and envy that's going on in WNBA players, former players, coaches, and now owners who, for whatever reason, and I think that we know some of these reasons, they just can't get behind their moneymaker. So I just think that these ladies just don't want to make money. They don't want to get behind. And I kind of feel bad for Caitlin Clark because she's clearly trying her hardest to make this work, to be the face, to help this league. Like, when I see her in the Time magazine, all she does is talk about the league and talk about the players that came before her, but they still continue to slap and spit in her face in terms of disrespecting her impact on basketball. Not even just talking about women's basketball, but basketball. Like, she's the athlete of the year. I've been talking to these guys off cam, and we talk about Caitlin Clark. If we even look at the NBA, there's probably only 3 guys that have more motion than her in the NBA, and that's Bron, Steph, KD. That's it. This is how much impact she has. And when we talk about women's basketball growing, we can say that, but it's not really growing. It's growing off of the back of one person. Caitlin Clark's impact has brought eyes to college basketball as well as professional women's basketball. And if we go to college, and I even said this a few videos ago, that WNBA and women's college basketball is going to be impacted by the garbage product that's out with the NBA. Women's college basketball numbers are down. They're down like 38% the last time I checked. So we can make all of this hullabaloo about women's basketball and women's college basketball and the WNBA is growing. It's really not. WNBA is growing because the face of the franchise, the most impactful women's basketball player probably of all time, is in the WNBA. That's why the WNBA is growing, and they're still losing bread because they don't know how to operate a business. People are hitting me up about revenue, and I'm like, well, what about your expenses? Because apparently NBA owners are pissed off. They're angry. They're upset with how the WNBA is apparently had their most successful season, but they're gonna lose more money. It just doesn't make any sense. People need to wake the hell up and face reality. You have a moneymaker, promote her, and every single player in the WNBA needs to be supporting Caitlin Clark. Anytime a player is getting interviewed, whether it's Aja Wilson or any of these people, you need to be thanking Caitlin Clark for the reason why you got more money in your pocket. Because if you don't get with the program, the fans are going to stop watching, because the fans are only watching because of one person. Let's be serious. I'm really tired of this product. They finna make me stop watching, because if I'm watching because of one person and you continue to tell me, oh no, nobody cares about her, it's not about her, it's about everybody else, that attitude is not going to make me want to watch your weak ass product, because there's other better basketball to watch. Even if we talk about the NBA and how they're declining from a standpoint of their product and their entertainment value, it's still a better product to watch than the WNBA. So let's be serious.
Yeah, the meteoric rise of Caitlin Clark has been a spectacle, if I had to say one. Honestly, I can basically chart up any stat or any analytic that can basically just show you like the amount of viewership, attendance, sponsorships that she is getting. And especially like if you look at the Indiana Fever's numbers compared to the like every other team in the WNBA, it's night and day. Like they're doubling, more so tripling basically what all these other teams are doing. If you just watch the games and you see the away games, like the attendance, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And for a sport as WNBA, as Matt alluded to, they aren't doing well financially. We've known this. They kind of act like they're doing well, even though we all know this. Like, it's not a good league, bro. It's not a good league, and nothing's going to change that. I know they continue to push out money, and NBA is lending them a lot of money for them to function as a business. They probably should have been out multiple years ago, because they literally haven't generated a profit. They're only really doing good now because of Caitlin Clark. And I really hate to say it, because Caitlin Clark has generated such an impact that they are trying to forward it to like other guys, like, Angel Reese, all these other girls coming in. And that's not where it's really coming from. It's coming from Caitlin Clark. The numbers show it. The fans show it. We all can see it. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA has been so phenomenal. She has a wiki page about her impact on the league. They have had a generational increase when she's got in there, and it started when she was in Iowa. It's been going on last season. It's going to go on next season, and that's why I thought it was a bit crazy last season when they lost her in the playoffs, when her team lost, and the viewership basically went down. Like, I was checking social media and people were saying, "Yep, I'm done. I'm not tuning in for WNBA anymore." And I'm not going to lie, most of my feed that I see on social media is of Caitlin Clark. It's basically just generated from Caitlin Clark, and maybe I'll see something about Angel Reese, but Angel Reese at this point, I kind of don't even associate her with being a basketball player, because I see her in so many other endeavors. Like, she has a thing with Shaq. I don't know what's going on with that. Shaq's being very, very inappropriate. But she's in all these like endeavors. I'm seeing her TikToks. It's usually not anything that has to associate with her basketball skills. And that's kind of a problem, because that's her profession. She is a basketball player. I need to see your highlights. And I'm not seeing her highlights. I'm seeing a lot of, not necessarily lowlights, but I'm seeing a lot of rebounds. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, man. The girl can't shoot outside of a couple feet from the basket, and her field goal percentage at the cup is not that good. Like, I think Caitlin Clark was shooting a better field goal percentage than her, and Caitlin Clark's effective field goal percentage is way further than her, which is insane. That is way insane for an outside shooter to be shooting way better than an inside shot. It's like comparing Steph Curry to like DeAndre Jordan, and if they were shooting the same field goal percentage. Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, it's insane. So yeah, the WNBA is a bad product. They're running the league down to the ground. Caitlin Clark is kind of ensured a resurgence, it's kind of akin to Tiger Woods in golf. Like literally, she's like the Tiger Woods of the WNBA. It's crazy. It's phenomenal. They should treat her better than what they're treating her, because they're giving a lot of other people credit, which they really don't deserve. Caitlin Clark's play style is why we tune in to watch. And I understand the ladies' why. I understand she talks a lot of shit. But like, can we give her a props? Like, they would not be functioning at the level they're functioning without her.
Also, Jay, sorry before you go, but when he brought up that Tiger Woods comparison, that was perfect. And we know Tiger Woods, he also got a lot of beratement and backlash from people in the golf community, and we know why that was. It was because of the color of the man's skin. So Caitlin Clark, he's receiving that same type of backlash for the same reasons.
Yeah, it's usually associated with like the amount of success you have. I feel like a lot of people are kind of envious of that, and when you're prospering as a player and you're basically doing things that we haven't seen in the sport, people just look at it at that standpoint and they just kind of envy you. I think that's where it really stems from. And it's kind of natural because that's what us humans do. But yeah, you can go, Jay.
Yeah, I think this whole situation is kind of just wild to me. Like, this is the perfect person to help your league grow. And I think it's just crazy how ever since, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came in, all of a sudden it's just been about race. We over here making a big fuss about a Rookie of the Year trophy. Like, this is an MVP trophy or something. Like, I know Melo, when he got hold in the Rookie of the Year, he lost to LeBron. That's cool. He doesn't sit here and talk about it 24/7 all the time. Like, he's never gonna do anything for the rest of his career. Like, Angel Reese, I don't understand how someone can hold a grudge for a Rookie of the Year trophy for so long. First of all, you didn't even finish the season, and your team didn't make the playoffs. So Caitlin Clark finished the season, and she made the playoffs. She did something that you didn't. And for that Mystics owner to sit there and selfishly say that, no, you shouldn't just... First of all, it's called Athlete of the Year, and you want to sit here and say everybody should just basically get a handout award just because they play for the WNBA? Really? When y'all's highest grossing amount of ticket sales, guess who brought them? Caitlin Clark, when she played y'all those 2 times. So this is obviously facts. Every time we see a team in their highest sale, it's Caitlin Clark, and it's pretty obvious that she's gonna help move this league. But the league, a lot of these women don't even want to do that. I would understand if Caitlin Clark was like being selfish about the whole situation or something, but she's not. Like, she wants to help these women too. She's just out there hooping, doing her job, and then she wants the other women to get credit too. But then again, these women, they're just like, oh, why are y'all giving all this credit to this girl when she just got in the league? You can't blame her for her fan base just because she's hooping. And then the WNBA, after a while, you're gonna have 2 more stars come in too, in Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins. So you finna have another. I mean, since y'all care so much about the fact that a white girl is doing all this, you finna have Paige Beckers do the same thing. So are y'all gonna put y'all pride aside over something so dumb as race over this? She's gonna keep growing and doing better for the sport, but if y'all aren't gonna want to buy in and just help with the promotion of her and applaud her for what she's doing for y'all, then that's just selfish on y'all part. Because like Mal said, they haven't made a buck yet, and then y'all have the opportunity to do so now and for years to come. But y'all still want to sit here and talk about, oh, all these other women are doing this and that. Okay, I get it, but they didn't do what Caitlin Clark did to win Athlete of the Year. Y'all gonna have to put y'all pride aside, and y'all gonna have to come together as a league if y'all want it to grow, as Caitlin Clark wants it to grow. So if the person that everybody wants to be the face of the league wants it to grow, why can't y'all do the same thing? That's all I gotta say. Why can't y'all do the same thing?